Hey everyone, welcome back to Esports Update. I'm here to give you all the news, scores, and highlights that you may have missed last week in esports. And you didn't miss that much. It was Thanksgiving weekend and things calmed down quite a bit. But there was still some big stories in the news, and of course there was CSGO's ECS finals. But first, let's get right into the news. Riot Games has rebranded their European LCS Championship Series to the League of Legends European Championship, abbreviated as the LEC. 4 new teams will be competing this year. Longtime League fans will recognize and welcome back Origin and SK Gaming, along with the additions of Excel from the UK Premiership and the popular esports organization Rogue. The new season will be kicking off January 18, 2019. Fortnite held its open qualifier for its Winter Royale tournament this last weekend, dwindling down the competition to just 200 contestants per region. It was Fortnite's first open qualifier and things did not go very smoothly. Plagued with hackers and stream snipers, many professional Fortnite players did not qualify, causing an uproar on social media with no response from Epic. Some of the best players in the game, such as Tfue, Symphony, and Nick Mertz, did not make the cut. And while none of the players that cheated will make it through to the final tournament, they did ruin the chances for everybody else. Epic will be using the same format for their big World Cup event next year, so hopefully they learn from this and they get it fixed for their next tournament. The company is currently sorting through everyone's eligibility and will be announcing their players that officially qualified this weekend. And the mobile game Smite announced its 6th season for 2019 a couple weeks ago, bringing changes to its Pro League format. All weekly games next season will be played at LAN in Atlanta, Georgia. And what seemed like an obvious big step for Smite and its maker Hi-Rez is turning out to be a massive gamble, as many of its European players are now forced to relocate to the United States. With such a large commitment and low salaries, many prominent professional players and coaches are opting out, quitting the SPL league entirely and hoping to be picked up in Smite's minor league instead. It's a massive blow to the European seed, and there's been no reply from Hi-Rez yet so far. But we'll keep you updated as things go along. Smite's preseason starts February 7th next year. And jumping into our recap, this past weekend was the end of CSGO's 6th Esports Championship Series. The season lasted 6 weeks, with 8 teams entering the group stages last Thursday. And after a double elimination group stage, the semifinals consisted of Ninjas in Pajamas, North, MIBR, and Astralis, all fighting for the $250,000 grand prize. The match on Nuke began with NIP taking the pistol round, but they were immediately shut down with a 5-round win streak by Astralis. NIP started to come back with insane shots like this one from Forest. But Astralis held their lead on the CT side, and after taking the pistol round and just a couple more resets, Astralis took the first match victory. The start of the next round again seemed to be going for Astralis, after starting a 4-round win streak, but NIP suddenly came to life, taking the next 9 rounds on the CT side. Astralis tried to fight back, but NIP proved too strong on their own map pick Train, and NIP closed out the map at 16-11. The last match on Inferno was a different game altogether. Astralis came out swinging hard and didn't stop, only letting NIP 2 wins in the first half, ending the game at 16-5 and sending themselves on to the finals. In the NIBR vs North game, MIBR completely dominated North on their own map pick, taking the first match 16-2. North answered back in their next match with their own winning streak, crushing MIBR on the CT side, closing out the first half 12-3. MIBR took the pistol round, but the comeback proved too much, and North took the win, sending them on to round 3. The final match was on Dust 2, and it was again a one-sided battle. After resetting North after their pistol round win, MIBR went on a 9-game win streak on the T side, smothering North at every bomb site, ending the first half 12-3. In the second half, North seemed to be fighting back, taking 6 games but ultimately losing, when MIBR finally caught a 3-round break. And it was MIBR that continued on to the finals. The grand finals between Astralis and MIBR was a brutal back-and-forth battle. On Inferno, Astralis picked up the pistol round, but the 2 teams were back and forth afterwards. When Astralis looked to be jumping ahead, it wasn't long before MIBR followed, and by halftime it was Astralis who scored the tiebreaker to put them in the lead 8-7. Astralis then kicked off their CT side with a 5-game win streak, But MIBR once again started to catch back up, and after resetting Astralis in the 27th round on match point, the game looked to be going into overtime. But Astralis' Magisk had an almost flawless round performance, taking 4 kills with just his CZ to take the first match victory. The next match was played on Overpass, and once again Astralis came out swinging. But by the 3rd round, it was MIBR who finally kicked into gear and went on a 7-round win streak to take the lead, taking the first half 8-7. Astralis answered back with another pistol round win, but MIBR edged back to set them at match point on round 26. But Astralis weren't giving up that easy. They took the next 4 wins, sending the game into overtime. Here, the rounds were back and forth with trade wins each round. It wasn't long at all before the game went into a double overtime. Astralis then finally starts to take the lead, but after this insane 1-4 ace by Tarek, MIBR were able to take a breath after they tied up. But Astralis' Glaive has a monster next round that shuts MIBR down in their tracks. They then take the next round on the CT side, and Astralis wins the finals on the 42nd round. And with that win, Astralis continues their domination of the CSGO pro scene. And coupled with their other winnings, 3 players from Astralis, Zypher, Dupree, and Device, are now the first players in Counter-Strike history to make over $1 million in prize money. And that's going to be it for this week's eSport update. We'll be back next week to cover all the action at the last DreamHack event of the year. But if you enjoyed the show, please like and subscribe to the channel, and if you have any suggestions for what you would like to see covered in future weekly episodes, please let us know. But until next time, I'm Mike Kersey. Have a good week.
Oh, this could be a total disaster. Vacuum in. Graphics on everyone. The black hole.
Away those tracers. You can see Dupree trying to close in, but Taz will hit the headshot.